YouTube. Praise the Lord. Huh?
Praise God.
God bless them 3 people. That's all I can say.
Bless them, Lord.
I mean, I just try to, you know, the truth. The people don't want the truth. They want to water down
That's
message.
right.
That's right.
People want us to tell them they're all right when they're wrong.
Right.
I don't want to be told I'm all right when I'm wrong. I want you to tell me, look, straighten up.
That's right.
Get this right. Y'all see me doing something, don't be afraid to come say, now look, Brother Beck, you need to get this right. I want to do right. I want to do right by everybody.
Yeah.
I want to give you the truth because that's what the Lord gives me. He don't powder puff me. And if he'll whip me and he don't powder puff me, I'm not going to just powder puff. I ain't going to do it. I'll ask him to whip me.
Yeah.
I will. I'll ask him to say, Lord, straighten him up. You whip me, straighten him up.
That's right.
All right? What's wrong with that? Huh? It straightened me up, it'll straighten you up, won't it?
That's right.
Right.
Do it.
That's the truth about the matter. But it seems like so many people now, all they want is to bless me. Just bless me, bless me, bless me, bless me.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I want you to be blessed, but a good whooping sometime from God is a blessing.
It is.
Right.
It'll save your
Yes,
soul
it
from
is.
hell.
Yes,
It
it is.
will. It'll straighten
Yes,
you up.
it is.
You know, sometimes we have
Live
to
up.
get a whooping from God
There you go.
to get us straight to understand. But most people don't even understand that because now they got so many people say God don't do that. They don't know the same Jesus I know. They don't know the Word of God.
Right.
It's the Word that does it. Jesus himself don't come down and whoop us, but it's the Word that gets us. He said, I didn't come judge no man. But the Word that I speak, they gonna judge.
Judgment.
It's the Word. It's the Spirit.
Amen.
Over in the book of Exodus, he says that there is an angel that's going to go before you. And it's still happening. And he said, but you don't want to mess with that angel because I put my Word in that angel.
Yes.
And he's not going to be as merciful as I am.
I got it.
In other words, that's where your whooping come from. When that angel that goes before you and you do wrong, he's going to look at you and he's going to go, no, you messed up. And if you don't straighten up, you're going to get it. But we act like that don't happen, but it does happen. It does happen.
That's right.
It's just that so many people now ain't walking in the Spirit like they used to. Used to, people could see them, see them angels.
Yeah.
Talk to them, as a matter of fact. You know it. We need to know God, don't we? Know His Word. This God that we serve ain't no whim. He's got it together. We're the ones that need to get it together.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're the ones that need to get our absolute. We're the ones that need to get our mind and heart, spirit right with Him.
Right, right, amen.
We're the ones. And it's a chore.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a chore. It's not always, it's not pie in the sky. It don't just flow down. Everybody sits back and wants God to just come down and smear it on you like mayonnaise. He don't do that. Sometimes we have to deny ourselves
Yes.
and say, Lord, I need more of you.
Yeah.
Once you get that spirit of fasting and prayer, you get in that closet and do some fasting and prayer, God will really help you. And He'll turn your life around. Won't He?
Yes, sir.
He'll give us something from heaven.
It will.
That's what He did for me. You see death on you all the time and you're walking in that stuff. You want God. I done died 2 or 3 times. I ain't scared of dying.
Yeah.
It ain't death. Matter of fact, death is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. People are scared to death of it, but I ain't scared. I tell you what, if you're right with God, it's the best thing that ever happened. To leave this world and go where and be with Jesus.
Yes.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened. As a matter of fact, Paul went further and he said, I long to be over there.
Yeah.
I want to be over there. But I'm going to stay here. Whatever the Lord's will is, I'm going to be here to help you. As soon as I get out of here, I'm gone. That old Nero, they held on for, they didn't kill him for a long time. The history says that when old Nero said, all right, it's time for old Paul, get his head chopped off, get him out there. History said he went running. I don't know if they had his hands bound. I don't believe they did. But they said he went running over there. Hurry. Y'all hurry, you know. And he laid his head, come on, hurry up. What you taking you so long? Get this thing off of me. He was ready to go.
That's right.
He wasn't afraid at all.
Thank you,
God,
Jesus.
Lord.
Yes, Lord.
He was ready to go. Because you know what we do? We wind up, once you come to Jesus, once you come to God, once you come to the real Spirit of Christ, and you realize that this world is so full of hell. This world is so full of misery. This world right here that we live in. Ain't nothing around us but sickness and disease. We're born in iniquity and sin, and it's misery. It's misery. You can't drink enough to fill it up. You can't sin enough. It's that big old hole right there. The more you look for try to fill it up, the emptier it gets.
Yes.
The emptier you feel.
Come on.
I mean, that's the way it is. You can't work enough, make enough of money. You can't be successful enough. It seems like it's a never-ending process. But when the Lord Jesus comes and gives us a spirit, takes that old spirit out of us, that old sinful nature out of us, puts the Spirit of Christ in us that makes us, we're satisfied in Jesus. We're satisfied that we have found it. He takes that nature out of it, that spirit out of us, that wants to sin all the time. Gives us a different, ain't it glorious?
Amen.
Well, see, we don't think about it. We don't think because the society preaches a different message. Thank God I ain't of this society, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be real. I done tried that society preaching. Don't work for me. As a matter of fact, it don't work for them either. They think it does, but it don't. I thank God He's given us something. I really do. Thank the Lord that He's given us the Spirit of truth. I want the Spirit of truth. I want to walk in this thing.
Amen.
I want to learn it. I want to walk on in it. And I want you to go with me. I don't want to go by myself. I want to take as many as I can take. That's what we're supposed to do, is talk about Jesus, lift Him up, and present Him a people,
Yes.
a bride. Blank, clean. Because we've been washed. We've been clean.
Thank you, Lord.
But you got to focus. You got to focus. It does take a little while. This Spirit of truth, the Spirit of Jesus, the Spirit of God, it's not a light little thing. It's a life-changing experience. It's more powerful than anything you've ever met.
That's right.
But you got to get rooted and grounded in it, or else these other spirits come by, knock you off.
Yes.
It's the truth. There was a good example of that. This fellow was building a house a long time ago. And he's got there sawing in boards, building him a house. And every time he turned around, somebody would walk up and say, well, what you need to do is this, and do it this way. So he'd stop what he was doing and start doing it the way they wanted to. And then here come another nowhere. After a while he'd be working, slaving at it, trying to get it. And here come by, and they'd say, no, what you need to do is do it this way. And he'd tear that apart and go get him another board, start over again, and get it. And first thing you know, all of his lumber was in a pile over there because everybody come by wanting to do it their way. Then they'd walk on. And then finally another fellow walks up and says, now, what you need to do is this way. He said, listen here, fella. There's everybody else's house laying in that pile of scrap over there. If that's the way you want it, you can go have that one. This is mine.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to build this way I want to.
Praise Him.
And that's the attitude that we have to have with Jesus. You got to get in there and say, you get away from me, devil. Me and Jesus is doing this.
Yes.
And I don't need no more of your nonsense telling me which way. I need Jesus to tell me which way.
That's right.
I need Him to show me how to build this thing. Because the Bible said we're part of that house that's being built.
Yes.
And we want to be in it. We want to be exactly where we're supposed to be in His way. His blueprint. Not every thing that comes by. He said, try every wind. Don't go out here and listen to every window doctrine. Don't you listen to all that nonsense. Get that stuff out of your head. There's one Lord, one faith, one baptism. Pay Him attention. There ain't no room for nobody else.
That's right.
I was reading a thing the other day. Some of them witches that they're coming up with now, this witchcraft thing in America. And they're so full of nonsense, so full of sin. I said, these Christians, they're all acting like, and this has been coming on us for many years, many years. It ain't just started yesterday. It's been coming many years. And all this talk about things but one, there's many ways to God. There's many lords. There's, oh yeah, we call him Allah. We call him Buddha. We call him a whole bunch of different gods, but it's all the same. It's a lie. Ain't but one Lord, one faith, one baptism. And they say, well, you know what they say, they ain't, but they got that up. They ain't no gods before me thing. And they said, that's just a bunch of silly stuff. That's what they're saying. They're trying to make it sound like, oh, you can go to heaven anyhow. It don't make no difference. No, you ain't. There's one Lord. His name's Jesus. One way. And if you don't come through that way, you ain't going at all. And you got to make up. You got to know in whom you're serving. There ain't no such thing as no Christian witch, no Christian witchcraft. There ain't none of that garbage. That's a lying deception of the hell. And we ain't brothers with all these bunch of people that serve the devil. I'm not brothers with them. I'm not. Everybody says, well, we're all brothers. We're all. No, we're not. I'm not a brother to the devil. No, sir. I am Jesus. Everybody loves Jesus. I'm a brother. I ain't going to buddy up and be no brother to a devil worshiping Jesus hater. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. It's a lying spirit from hell. I've seen enough of Jesus, know enough about it that I don't want it, you know, I don't want it to be messed up because I've got some hell in me. I want to be friends with all the world. The Bible said, love not the world, neither the things in the world. If you love the world, the love of the Father ain't in you.
That's the word.
But then people turn around and say, well, the love of Jesus is love, God is love. They think love is God. Well, if love is God, then you don't need Jesus. You can serve love. Well, you need Jesus for. Because love is God. God is love. They say love is God. I know the Bible says God is love. Yes. But God ain't all love.
Lord.
Huh? He ain't the love of the world, because he said, why would he tell me not to love the world? He don't love it anyhow. Huh? But the Bible even goes further than that, and he says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. He said he loved the world, but then he turns right around and John says, you don't love the world.
That's right.
What's he talking about? That's when people get confused. They say, well, wait a minute. We're supposed to love everybody, everything. No, we ain't. I don't love the devil. And I don't love his stuff like to kill me.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, if that was the truth, you know, why can't we love cocaine? Huh? If love is God, why can't you? That man, one fellow told me, he said, man, you put me a needle right down there by that Bible. I'm going to take that needle over that Bible. He said, give me that heroin, put that heroin in that needle right there. I'll take that, but you can have that Bible. That's what he told me. And he said, if everything is love, just because you love it, don't mean it's godly.
Right.
It's not. All love is not God. There's no gospel love. There's no filial love. People don't know the difference. Our flesh man loves sin.
Right.
We love wickedness. We go looking for things. We have fallen in love with. I had another fellow tell me he smoked about 4 packs a day. And he said, man, them are my friends. I love these things. I said, man, he can't hardly breathe. Only like 45 years old, man, maybe 50 now. Man, he can't hardly breathe. I said, you love me? He said, I love these. These are my friends. So he loves that stuff. He's in love with them. And they're killing him.
Jesus.
Well, you can do that. My daddy loved to drink. And it killed him. I mean, he put him in graveyard dead. 50 years old. Just barely turned 50. Died. Because he loved it. This is the love of the world. It ain't the love of God.
That's right.
It ain't the love that God puts in us. That's the reason why some marriages don't work. Everybody acts like, well, divorce is wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong. Well, the Bible, it talks about it plainly, but this denominational doctrine stuck in their head and in their heart to where they don't even recognize what God is. You know? The Bible said what God has joined together, let not man put asunder.
That's right.
A lot of marriages God didn't put together.
That's true.
Man did.
That's right.
And if man puts it together, guess what? You're headed to divorce court. It ain't going to last long. But if God puts you together, you're going to stay together.
Amen.
You're willing. There's a different love, see? It ain't the same. And we have to know the difference. Ain't the truth? Because we love sin, and sin gets us in trouble. We got that nature of sin in us. Ain't we? But once Jesus comes in there, and then you become a born-again, different person.
Yes.
You hate sin, and you love Jesus. You say, I ain't doing what I used to do. Then you begin to hate the things you used to love. You begin to hate.
Yeah.
So that ought to tell us that love wasn't God love. I have to get it straight in our head, don't we? Straighten our heart, straighten our mind. And you have to keep it that way. And sometimes the Bible even goes further. Jesus said, get angry and sin not. Didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to get angry and sin not? That means you're going to sit there and you get angry and you're going to turn red. I ain't saying nothing. I think they killed somebody because they here. That ain't what he's talking about. That ain't what he's talking about. When you want to knock their head off and you sit there and go, hold me back, Jesus, hold me back. That ain't the anger he's talking about. Get angry with the devil. Get angry with not knowing the love of God. Get angry about knowing the way of the Lord. Get angry with it. When the flesh man is trying to confuse the inward man. Get angry with it. Get to the place, he said, up until John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. There's always been a violent spirit between heaven and hell. Always been a violent spirit between good and evil. Always is violent. It's real violent. And then you got to get in there with it, and you got to find out it ain't wrong for you to get a fighting spirit against the devil. It ain't wrong to get mad at it and say, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired. I got mad. I'll tell you what, I got mad. I got real mad, and I blowed the Lord out. I did. I told him to get off my back, Jack. That's what I said. My exact word. Get off my back, Jack, if you ain't going to do what you say. Well, I was angry. But you know what he did? He honored it. And he showed up. And he did. And that's exactly what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to get a little gumption to me. He wanted me to get off of that powder puff and the spirit of hell, to get off of that and get to it.
Yes.
That's what he wants us to do. That's what he wants us to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't, he said, he that digs deep into the sand. We are the sand. We're vessels. He said, you got to dig deep in there. And find the stone. Find the rock. Jesus Christ is our rock. Build on that. And that way when the waves come, sin and the spirit of hell comes, and vehemently, it's going to whoop up on you. It's going to do everything to rock you, knock you over. It's going to be a hurricane going to come on top of you. And if you ain't got something to stand up with, it's going to flatten you.
Amen.
It ain't maybe going to, it will.
Sure will.
And everybody wants to walk around saying, oh no, I got Jesus, everything's all right. You better hope it is. You really better hope. You better do more than just say it, think it's going to happen. I know I've done that so many times, and the devil come up to you, first thing you know, you done knocked off, and you say, oh God, I done my hand. I've done that many times. Ain't you ever done that?
Sure.
Trying to find out that you ain't have nothing.
That's right.
The devil rocked you out off. But when you dig into that sand deep,
Yes.
get built upon the rock, then when the devil come back, you'll say, you know what you got? You got to fight back. But you got to have something to fight with. You know what you're fighting on? You're fighting on the rock.
Yes.
You're standing there saying, it ain't going to happen. You ain't going to knock me down because I am built upon Jesus.
Yes, God.
And I ain't going to be wavered this time.
Thank you, Lord.
Boy, that's what we have to have.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's an authority that comes through. It's supposed to be in your heart, supposed to be in your mind, supposed to get in your soul, that you are living for God, and you're living in the blood of the Lamb, and there ain't nothing else. There ain't no room for nothing else no more.
Bless God.
That's our problem. We let everything in there trying to look for peace. But when He brings peace, then you got to fight back. There's a door open in your heart. The doors of your heart. I'll talk about the door of your heart. You get in there and you find that you'll find out that if you leave the door open, every spirit of hell will come walking right back in there. But once you get Jesus on the inside and you open your door and you let Jesus in, then slam that door shut and lock it.
Yes. Thank you.
Don't let nothing else get back in there. Get it out of there. Get it smooth out.
Thank you, Lord.
One time this fellow come up. His heart was broken. Been years ago. And he said, I found my wife was running around on me, huh? I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, well, I'll tell her. Well, I do. I said, well, do you love her? Yeah, I love her. I love that girl. Why did she do that? I said, well, she opened that door and let the Spirit come in. And that Spirit will mess you up. And he said, well, what'd I do? I said, well, you want to save your marriage or you want to float on down the river? He said, well, I want to save it. And I said, well, when y'all got married, y'all was in love with one another, wasn't you? He said, you remember when you was married? When you first got married? I said, when you asked her, I said, Lord, will you marry me? And you was hoping and praying, oh God, let her say yes. You fall in love with him and you want to get married. And I said, man, ain't nothing better than the first thing. I said, then it's a happening. You get married, and you go on the honeymoon, and you get to know one another. It's all sweet and dandy. You think about her 24 hours a day. She's thinking about you 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And I said, there ain't no room for nobody else, is there?
Nope.
You're on your honeymoon. She don't look at them fellas walking around there. Are you looking at them girls? He said, no, I wasn't doing all that. We said, look. I said, you may need to remind her that when y'all got married, y'all promised one another, we're not going to do that.
Right.
I said, she opened that door and let that devil come right back in there what you did before you got married. I said, now you need to remember. She's forgot her love. She's lost her first love, ain't she? He went back, talked to her, and they got back reunited for a little while. Things didn't work out eventually. They sure enough divorced because they didn't have Jesus. It was building upon something that didn't have no power against them evil spirits. Power against them evil spirits in Jesus. That's what will keep you together. Keep you. Same way it is with Jesus. If you'll go back and remember all the time, no matter what the devil does, and you keep loving on Jesus, you go back in your memory banks, and you think about what Jesus did to you in the beginning of your salvation, how He delivered you, how He brought you. He may have whooped you. He may have tried to get your attention. He may have been talking to you because you don't listen to Him. Because we get so caught up in the flesh. We're running around here looking for the flesh man to satisfy us. We're trying to find our own way without God. And the devil's throwing ideas in our head, throwing ideas. And we think we're following ourselves, but really we're following the devil.
Yeah.
And the Lord's trying to get you to pay Him attention.
Amen.
And then He has to put you in a place where you'll listen to Him for a little while. Because you won't listen to Him if you don't stop Him. He stopped me for a long time. Long time. Years I was stopped. I never knew that the Lord was that merciful. 14 years, long time. That's a long time to have mercy on a fellow trying to get him straight. And it's really longer than that. But I'm just saying from the beginning of the whooping to the end of it. 14 years.
Yes.
That's a long time. And God had mercy on me all every day of every year. Waiting on me to learn of Him. It takes a little while. But if we listen to Him, y'all see what I'm trying to do here?
Yeah.
Trying to get you to listen to the Lord in your inward man. Pay Him more attention than you do anything else.
That's right.
Because once we become born of the Spirit of God, once we become like born of the Spirit of Christ, we start walking in a new life.
Amen.
And you let the old man go. That old life go.
Yes.
Then that old life is going to still reach out there and try to pull you back.
That's right.
It's going to pull on and pull you back. But if you got to turn loose of it. It takes a little while to learn how to let go. It takes a little while to say, I've had enough of that.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
Takes a little while. And you need to hear some good word.
Amen.
If you don't, you get swallowed up in a mess you wish you got to hear some good stuff. But you need to be worshiping the Lord too. You got to worship God, prayer and fasting. Pray. Especially prayer. Abraham, when he got separated, when he separated from his father, if I remember right, they said in the history, he was an idol god maker.
That's right.
Made a lot of money. So Abraham had money. I guess that's how he got a lot of it. But when the Lord spoke to him, he saddled up his camels and they started stepping out. And he said, everywhere you go, I'm going to give it to you. But he wasn't, see, we all, don't get it on your head that every acre he stepped on was his. He wasn't looking to possess every inch. He was looking to possess the promise.
Yes, yes.
He didn't have to go out there. No, that's mine. Give it. That's mine. Because God said it was. And this is mine. And get his mind on all that. This is mine. That's mine. Because God said so. Just leave me alone. This is mine. That's flesh. He wasn't on that. He said, what is this thing? He had his mind. He said, wait a minute. God is speaking to me. And there's something else going on here. And he had to start separating from his daddy. Had to separate from that, and from all them idol gods, because there was one Lord calling on him, one master. And he started listening. And he went over there and he just started walking. I guess the Lord, God, started revealing to him how to sacrifice, because what God required.
Yeah. And
he started doing it. And as he did it, the Spirit of God would come down and visit with him, talk to him. And then he was a prophet. And a prophet, a real prophet of God, according to the Scriptures, is one to whom the word of the Lord comes to. It ain't somebody who prophesies. That ain't a prophet. Prophesying is a gift.
Yes.
That don't mean you're a prophet.
Right.
The prophet, the Bible definition of a prophet is one to whom the Spirit of the Lord, the Word of the Lord, comes to. Well, it went to Abraham, and Abraham learned from God how to offer, because he had gave up one life looking for the other. And he walked out there for what, 25, 30 years? 25 years, I believe it was. He walked, him and Sarah walked. And God had promised him a baby.
Yes.
And it never did happen, but he kept promising. He knew that this God that was talking to him was God, because the power that was in the power of his word,
Yes.
Yeah.
the things happen.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I want. I want God's got some power.
Amen.
I don't want no dead God. You want a dead God?
No.
I don't want no dead God.
No.
I want a God that's got some power. Does what he said he'll do. That's when I got mad with God. I told him, I said, you either do what you say you do, get on my back, Jack. He did what he said. I said, oh, forgive me. that's what I did. I said, Lord, forgive me. That was pretty Pretty upset there. But you straightened me right out on that. That's the truth. But I realized that he honored me getting mad. He did. He wanted, and I realized that spirit that come on me to do that was exactly, it come from him to do it. So that it would help me get stepping in the right direction. Because I'm going to tell you something. Your flesh will pull on you so, and it'll become such a disaster. You think, man, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And first thing you know, you don't know which way you're going. And you get so tired of it. Everywhere I go, people tell me, I just want to be, I want to know, how do I do this? Man, I've tried it before, I fall. I don't know, how are we going to do this? Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
How do we walk victorious? How do you walk and stay walking with God? How do you keep on?
Yeah.
You got to get in that spirit of it. Get in the spirit of it. If you read the Bible or not, get in the spirit of it. Everybody needs to read. But a lot of folks don't read. I'll tell you what you can do. You can get into the spirit of it. Praying. Reaching out to God. And that spirit, once you get caught up in the spirit of prayer, caught up in the spirit of that, then he'll start speaking to you the word. He will. Because the word and the spirit go together. You can't divide them. You cannot separate them. It's impossible. Once you really get a hold of God, you get a hold of the word, you get a hold of the spirit at the same time. You do. If you really get a hold of it. It's impossible to separate them. You can't do it.
Amen.
I've had people tell me, say, well, I can't pick it. I don't understand about it. I said, just pray. Just reach out there and pray. Don't stop. Pray. And then I said, he'll open your eyes.
Yeah.
You got to get to the place where you turn loose.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to, you turn loose of yourself, but you get a hold of him.
Yes.
You got to get a hold of him.
Ooh, thank you, Lord.
And don't let go.
Ooh.
Quit trying to figure out how and all this kind of stuff. Quit trying to act like, oh, I got to do this and got to do that. Don't let all that stuff get a hold of you. Just turn loose all that and get a hand on him. Do like that little woman in the Bible. Go crawling up on your knees.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to touch him by the britches leg. I just want to get a hold of the britches. Well, just get a hold of the britches leg. That's all you got. Just get the britches leg. Just get it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Praise God.
You'll get up different. Because you've touched the master.
Yay.
And that's what we have to do, touch the master. Then he'll set you straight.
Yeah.
He'll put you on a different path. He'll put you on a different way. Y'all understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
This is what he said here. This is Hebrews 11th chapter. I'm going to read a few scriptures.
Thank you, Jesus.
8th verse. By faith Abraham, when he called to go out to a place where he should, after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out not knowing where he went. He was looking for the inheritance. He wasn't just looking to claim a bunch of ground and put a stake down. You know how we do? If you buy a place and somebody goes out there and you want to survey that place, and you go put your stake down on all four corners,
Yeah.
because you want to know where yours is, which one is yours.
Yes.
Nowadays, if you're going to leave land to your children, you got to go out there and have it surveyed, and then when you do it, you take the coordinates of it, put it on a piece of paper, and it's wrote down and recorded at the courthouse. Then they can receive it.
All right.
It's there. And then you put those, when they survey it, they put them little things in the ground and that place is theirs. They inherit from corner to corner.
Yes.
Well, Abraham was saying he was going out looking because God told him, go look.
Yeah.
Well, that's what God called every one of us to do. Get out and look.
Amen.
Come on. Look and see. Look unto Jesus. Look unto God. Look unto the Word. Look.
Yeah.
See what's going on here. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, in the land that was promised. God told him to go walking out there on that ground. So he went walking. As in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs of whom the promise, with him of the same promise. As in a strange country. Or he looked for a city which had foundations, builder and maker of God. He was looking. We're looking.
Amen.
Ever since about 1993, the Lord took away from me. I feel like I've been a stranger on this planet ever since then. Nowhere do I go do I feel at home. Right here in Oklahoma, I've been living here 10 years, but I still feel like an alien. I'm just, Abraham got over there, and over there when Sarah died, he went over there to them boys and he said, I'm just a sojourner among you. I'm just a pilgrim. I'm a sojourner. Means you're a stranger, but yet you're residing among them.
Yes.
That's what we do here in America. We got a bunch of foreigners that come over here years ago, immigrants, whatever, and they sojourned over here and they live here.
Amen.
Well, when you get a hold of Jesus and Jesus gets a hold of you, you find out He puts the Spirit in you. You don't feel at home down here so much anymore.
That's right.
You say, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I belong in heaven with my Lord. But while I'm here, I'm going to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want the promises that God gives me.
Amen.
And that's the reason why I don't feel at home here in Oklahoma. I don't feel at home in Alabama. I don't feel at home nowhere. Because I don't belong here. I belong in heaven.
Right.
I'm born of the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God's in heaven.
Yes.
That's the reason He said, when you pray, pray, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, this earth, in here, as it is in heaven.
Yes.
Because your homeland now is in heaven. It's not on earth.
That's right.
Yeah.
I said, man, this is good stuff.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
No wonder I don't feel like I belong nowhere. You know? Honestly. I ain't lying to you. And he's sojourning and he's looking around. He's trying to get hold of it. He wants to know what God wants him to do. And God's teaching him and showing him the whole time he's walking.
Praise
But he
God.
says, I feel like a stranger. I'm just a stranger. I'm a pilgrim.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. Remember when they come across on the up and they started coming to the west side? It all started over on the east coast over there with them 13 colonies. Y'all remember that? Way back in our history. 1492. Christopher Columbus. And he founded America over there. There was 13 colonies. And they went through a lot of things. But after it grew up for a while, then a bunch of guys started making wagon trains and migrating west. They was pilgrims and strangers coming out here to a place they ain't never been. Seeing sights and things. And a lot of people died along the way.
Yes.
Mamas and daddies and babies. I was living in Kansas there for a while. And you can tell that where the wagon trains was because all you got to do is follow the graveyards. We walked down into the woods and there were stones set up out there. We counted, I think, 13, 14, 15 stones where people, when the wagon trains was coming from here, going right up straight to Wichita, going over that way, headed up to Kansas City, and they were trying to find a way. They mamas, especially, they'd get out there and get caught in a cold winter time. And then mamas was having babies, and they would die having a baby, and the baby would be buried up there next to mama. And they'd knock it off, chisel it out on a stone, and put the stone up there and say, here it is, there's that mama, there's that baby. They was pilgrims and strong. They didn't know that the weather got that bad up there. And they was unprepared for what was happening. They didn't know, don't get caught off up there. Not ready, don't get caught off up here in the weather. Don't get caught up. The circumstances, the conditions are going to get bad.
Yeah.
They didn't know all that. So a lot of people died. And all you got to do is follow the graveyards up through the woods. And you can tell exactly where the trail was at. that's the way we are.
Jesus.
You got to find that trail. And it's going to be different than what you ever had in your life. Because you're walking by faith, not by sight. You said, man, this is a journey. I'm walking with Jesus now. I ain't just drumming around in this world. The devil ain't got me by the hand. I'm following Jesus.
Hallelujah.
It's going to be a different world.
Yes.
And then you're going to come across things and the Lord's going to say, now if you do it the way I tell you, you can get through here. If you'll do like I'm telling you, you'll be able to make it over. If you'll do like I'm telling you, you'll last. But if you don't, you may not make it. Lord, I've seen a lot of folks that ain't made it.
Yes.
And when you look around there at them, you see people that have been living for God 30 years and 40 and backsliding or getting lost, and you think, oh God, if it happens to them, what makes you think you ain't going to happen to you?
Jesus. Help us.
Some of them, they all started out right. We get caught up in the different spirits, so you got to make sure that you stay in the blood. Stay
That's right.
on the right trail.
Yes.
Stay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
Stay right there.
Yes.
Keep your mind on that what you got in the beginning. Remember the love of God that He is. Remember what you got in the beginning. I think about that all the time. I think about it over and over in my life. God, you showed me this when I was a boy. You showed me this. No one, I can't get away from this. I cannot get away from it because you are my Lord. You're my God. You're trying to show me the way, and I got to follow you.
Yeah.
Amen.
And everywhere, man, we get sleepy, we get tired, and we'll get unfocused.
My God.
And first thing you know, you're in a mess. You got to stay focused with the Lord. You got to stay focused with Jesus.
Absolutely.
We're just the sojourners. It becomes a life of, we don't know what we're going to face, but we're going to face it with God. We're going to face it with the Word. We're going to face it in the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
For He looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Because He was building. He was building. Well, Abraham was building. He may not have understood everything, but he was building. Through faith, Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. They were strangers and pilgrims
Yes.
on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're aliens.
Yes.
The Bible talks about, Paul talks about, you was once alienated from Christ.
Yes.
You didn't know Him. He was a stranger to you. It looks like He's something from outer space. You don't understand Him. You're aliens. Like going to Chinese, going over to China and trying to do Chinese arithmetic. When you do Chinese arithmetic, you can't even understand Chinese. You know, you're alien to their way of doing it. You're alien to their language, alien to how they do things.
Yes.
He said that's the way we was with Jesus. He said you don't even understand it. And whatever you don't understand, you usually block it right out. Just, well, that ain't me. You block it out. Some things the devil have you that you don't understand, you'll be taking it in. Because that old spirit of hell is on the inside of us.
Yes.
Invited in. But once you receive Jesus, once you become born of the Spirit, you're a changed person.
Yes.
Then you become alien to this world. Your eyes will wake up, you'll say, my God, I don't belong here.
That's right.
All your friends turn their back on you and say, well, I got to love Jesus. I can't just... Everything turns around.
Yes.
And you start opening it. And when Jesus opens your eyes and you find out, man, what happened? I don't feel like I don't even belong here anymore.
Amen.
We become pilgrims and strangers.
Absolutely.
Walking in the land. The land we're walking in. Here, we're supposed to be trying to help others to come to Jesus. We're supposed to be talking about Jesus. We don't know who they all are, but we're supposed to be doing our best to try to keep Because God's got children. Seed of Abraham. By faith that you can't see. And He said that we're supposed to go into all the world, preach the gospel. Because we don't understand all that stuff. People don't understand it. But there's people everywhere that's born. I mean, that's with the Spirit of God. They're born with the Spirit of God to come in. And they wonder why all their life things is different. Things is weird. Things don't work like you. Don't. Ain't you ever done that? Like, why don't this work? Why don't that? It don't work for me. This world don't work for me like it works for other people. Right. It don't work for me. And I tried for years and years and years, and I thought that I got a little bit successful. But that success did not do for me what it was supposed to do. The Bible said you'd be, in one place He said it'd be like, we call success money and material things. But He said you'd be like a man with, you put your money in your pocket and it's got holes in it. Yeah. Everywhere you walk it falls out. Uh-huh. That's about the way it did me. I mean, I paid and paid and paid. People say, well, that's from paying tithes. I'm going to tell you what else it is. That ain't just not paying tithes. That's for not being in the place with God. I don't care if you pay all your tithes. If you're not in the place you're supposed to be, you're still going to lose.
That's right. Amen.
Because He's got a better place for you.
Amen.
So what if He gives you $10,000 and if you're not following God, the devil will rob it from you? And it won't prosper you too much? Right. But if you're following God, doing the will of God, and He gives you $100, that $100 will go further than that $10,000 did. Because you're in the will of God. See? I done learned that. So it ain't just about, this word don't work for me. The Word of God works for me. The Spirit of God works for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Brings us out of this world. Brings us out of the deception. Brings us out.
Oh, yes.
Even though we're still in this world, we're pilgrims and strangers, but yet we're following after Him and after His will to bring forth fruit for Him.
Yes, God.
And then when Abraham and Sarah, he was 100, she was 90. And finally, the Lord brought forth the power and the Spirit and anointed them, and they had a baby. Named him Isaac. And their life just started. I mean, their whole life become different at that time. Their life started. Man, they said, my God, I've been waiting. I got this promise. Now here it is. I got a brand new baby.
Yeah.
I mean, things began to happen because it didn't stop. Kept right on. We got to keep on pressing.
That's true.
You got to know that you're a pilgrim and a stranger. You got to know where you're living. You got to know. You got to get it inside of you.
Praise God.
You got to get an understanding that living in the Spirit and walking by faith is not like walking in this world the way we've been used to walking.
Amen. Amen.
And most of the people, they're so intertwined now with the world. Everybody wants to take this Spirit of God and mix it back with the world and try to make it success. That ain't success for God.
No.
That's messing up. We have to stay separated. Yeah. We're separated. Yeah. That's the reason why. When a pilgrim, a pilgrim and a stranger comes out, they don't know what's going on. Half the time we don't know the traditions. You know, up here is different. I was raised in Alabama. Our traditions down here are different than they are out here. Right. And they're different here than they are over yonder in Pennsylvania. They got different traditions. They got traditions here that you wouldn't even recognize up yonder in Minnesota. You know? Right. Everywhere you go is different. True. And if you come walking in, that's the reason why. You know, every household's got that. They got different traditions and different ways of doing things. And you can't just fit in everywhere because of that. Right. But the way of the Lord, once you find His way, and you say, man, this is my way. This is how He told us He'd give us life. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Follow me. And no matter where you go, what you do, don't matter about the others on this earth. You follow Him. You got to learn His way.
Yes.
And that's the only way you need.
The right way.
It's the only way you need. That no matter where you go or what you do, you're still walking in the path where He wants you to walk.
Thank you, God.
You understand what I'm talking about? Is it plain enough?
Yeah.
I'm struggling, trying to get it to make good sense. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't feel at home. Nowhere. Sometimes I get in your way to make you feel alienated. I say, God, I don't belong here. And sometimes you don't even want to, you don't want to get involved with things. You want to stay separated because you don't want to get... I used to think a lot of things, but the Lord took a lot of things out of me.
Yes.
Took them out. This is if I had stuck with what I wanted to, I love them old cars, and I love them old trucks, and I love them old tractors. Man, this is tractor heaven out there. You get in some good stuff. There's old cars sitting everywhere. Trucks. Everywhere. And you think, my Lord. But you know what? I don't even look no more. I'm a stranger to that.
Yes.
And used to, I could smell it. And everybody I dealt with, everybody that looked at me, we could be driving around. And I had an eyeball for them things. I had an eyeball. I mean, I could see it, man, way off over yonder somewhere. We'd be driving around, me and them buddies of mine, we'd be driving around, and I'd say, stop the truck, stop! Didn't you see that tractor? They said, what tractor? I said, yonder did. And look over there about a quarter of a mile up in them trees. There's one sitting up in there. How did you see that thing? I said, get ready, plain view right there. I said, man, you got to go that binocular. Well, I had the spirit of it on me.
All right.
I did. I had the spirit of it on me. And then that's the way you get. I don't have that no more. I don't want that no more. I want the Spirit of Jesus.
Yes, God.
I want to follow that. See which way the Holy Ghost
Amen.
wants us to
Yeah.
go. You understand what I'm talking about?
Amen.
And the way I've been working ever since the Lord Jesus got a hold of me. Me and Lizzie got married. We stand down there, yonder in Hamilton. And I was down praying one day and had a vision. And I told her about it. Got right up over that cliff. I seen this house and this building. I said, I don't know where it's at, but I saw it plain. And then about a month or two, me and her was driving up through here. I ain't never been up down that road before in my life. 103 degrees. We stopped out there at that Sonic to get a cup of... I said, let's stop here and get a sweet tea. Pulled in there and saw sweet tea. Got a sweet tea, but was pulling out of there, and I looked right straight across from that Sonic. Saw it. I said, look at yonder, Lizzie. There it is.
Ah.
There's the vision I saw.
He brought you to.
See? Pilgrim and a stranger. You ain't got to go. You ain't got to find your own trail. The Holy Ghost will give you the trail you need. And somehow or another, He'll guide you to it.
Yes, He will.
Won't He? Man, they've been here ever since. And I know it's nowhere. I know that it ain't. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. Ain't nobody lives out here. I mean, as far as nobody, there ain't that many people. The population around here is like nothing. But this is where the Lord showed it. This is the trail He wanted me to follow.
Yes.
That's the way it was with Abraham. The Lord would show him something. He'd go a little further. There it is. He'd offer up a sacrifice. Then the Lord showed him a little further. He'd pack up, say, let's go. I don't know where it's at, but we'll find it. He was looking.
Yeah.
That's the way every one of us, we got to look. But we got to realize, I'm in a place I ain't never been.
Praise the Lord.
Woo!
Hallelujah.
I told them folks that somewhere in Ezekiel, it said ankle deep water,
Yes.
knee deep water,
Right.
waist deep,
Yes.
water to swimming.
All right.
I used to tell people, say, look at him. I'm swimming because I'm in neck deep water. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know how to swim in the flesh, but my spirit's swimming.
Woo! Glory. Glory.
I don't know which way to go. I'm just swimming.
Yeah.
Spirit of the Lord.
I'm just going. Because the Spirit of the Lord is around you and you having to go. Well, that's where every one of us needs to be. Need to follow until the Lord shows us and then say, that's where I need to be, right there. And just don't go no further. Just stop. And the Lord help us. We got to stay in that place with God.
Amen.
Get to the left or right. Don't be trying to get and break out. I don't want to feel at home here in this country. I don't want to feel at home nowhere on this planet. I want to feel at home with Jesus.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Because He's got the power
Hallelujah.
over all these demons. He's got the power over all of this. All of this earth, the Bible said, is reserved to be burned.
Thank you.
Every smidgen of it. All the gold and silver and everything about it is going to be burned up. Crispy critters. All it's going to be.
Oh, yes.
Molten lava. That's all it's going to be. Reverted to be burned. But He said that those that trust in Him, He will preserve their spirit. He will preserve their soul. That His inheritance, we are His inheritance and He is ours.
Yes.
This old body right here ain't never going to leave this planet because it's corruption. And it ain't never going to leave ever. This body right here is going to be burned up too.
Yes.
But it's the very minute that your spirit comes out of here, out of this body, He's already got another body prepared for your spirit to come out of here and go. That's another path. That's another place.
Amen.
We may not know exactly that. But see, we live by faith, not by sight. And so we ought to be able to go.
Yeah.
But we'll learn how to go by faith. Is this helping y'all? Y'all looking like y'all run your supposed to
Beautiful.
go.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Jesus.
Love
Thank
it.
you, Lord.
Helping you?
Beautiful.
Yes, Lord.
We confess they were pilgrims and strangers on earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from where they come out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. Ain't that what the children of Israel did in the Old Testament? They kept thinking about Egypt. And they kept that Egypt in their mind. So they wanted to go back. Well, we had watermelons and cucumbers and great things down there in Egypt. We want to go back. We want to get out of this sand bed and go back over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. God puts you in a sand bed. Stay in that sand bed and He takes you out.
That's right.
Just
Amen.
get in that sand bed
Yeah.
and say, Lord, I'm trusting You. It may be miserable. You may not like your old flesh man may not like it, but you just say, Lord, I'm here. And He'll take care of you. He'll preserve you. And He said, I'm going to train you while we're in the sand bed. And then when we get out of this sand bed, you'll have something better.
That's
Yeah.
right. Amen. Thank you.
Training ain't never good. It's always hard on the sand.
That's right.
Training's always kind of rough.
Basic training.
Every kind of training we have, ain't it? You ever tried to potty train a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever? That's rough, ain't it? They don't like to do, no. I'm used to going in wherever I want to go, and I'm going to go. Don't take this diaper off me. I ain't going to, I ain't going to no bathroom, no.
Jesus.
I'm going to go where I'm used to. They rebel for a while. Mom and Daddy has trained.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. Some of them take up real quick, some won't. Some of them will fool you. Some will just right out rebel. But you got to train them. You got to get them off the bottle onto solid food.
That's true.
Sometimes some of them don't want to give up that pacifier. Some of them don't want to give up that bottle. They want to give it up and they're fussing and fighting about it. But you got to train them. Then when they start going to school, some of them don't want to go to school. And they fuss and fight. They don't want to go. They do go and they don't pay attention. But you got to train them. They want to learn how to read and write.
Right.
You don't become a doctor or a lawyer by not going to college. You got to go to college and you got to dig in there and learn some laws. You got to learn the law. If it's medicine, you got to learn them big words, them great big ones. You got to learn some French and some of that stuff, or Latin, whatever it is. And I mean, you got to learn that stuff. You got to be, that old brain's got to be alive. You got to get dedicated and learn and get in there and find out how to, before you ever start getting out there. That's a life of discipline. And fellas have to work a long hours. If you ain't got that, then you don't need to go. But that training can be rough. Basic training, like Brother John said, in the army, that can be rough. Learning how to do anything is rough.